This I believe. When I was little, I was told that there was a man in the sky. I was told that this man was always looking out for me, guiding me through this difficult and confusing stage of life known as childhood. This man's name was God. I have been told this man was always watching over me, protecting me from evil and unrighteousness. As a little boy, I believed anything I was told. What else was I supposed to do? My family went to church almost every Sunday until very recently. I believed in God without question, but as I started to become a rebellious teenager, a question appeared in my head, one I had never dared think of before. Does God really exist? The question kept reappearing to me without reason, as I was having breakfast, going to school, having dinner, almost everywhere. After a couple of months of this, I finally worked up to nerve to ask my mother, "Mom, how do you know God really exists?" This made my mother very upset, and she answered, "Why would you even ask that? Of course he does. He's the reason we're here all alive on earth." I asked her, "Are you sure?" She responded, "Yes, Dominic. Now go do your homework. I don't want you thinking whether God really exists or not. He does, and that's final." I decided not to bother her anymore on the subject. We stopped going to church for a while after that. I don't know exactly why. Either we were too busy or just couldn't find the motivation to go as a family. I began to notice that after a few weeks after we started to not go to church, we became hostile towards one another. My brother and sister would fight more often, as would my parents. I began to realize that maybe we do need God in our lives after all. So after one morning of watching my brother and sister fight over the Xbox, I walked into my parents' room to consult them. I found both of them sitting on the bed. I said, "Mom, Dad, I've noticed we've been acting a little more hostile towards each other. What do you say this Sunday we go to Mass as a family? It might do us some good." They looked at me, looked back at each other, and said, "All right, son, let's try it, this Sunday, as a family." We went to church and felt better. We also went to church more often after that. I began to notice that church would lift our spirits. We all felt better as we left through those big wooden doors after Mass had ended. I realized that church was good. It brought all of us peace. My brother and sister don't fight as often as they used to. My parents laugh and smile more often. And me? I realize now that God does exist, and He brings all of us peace. I realize this, and it helps guide the choices I make every day. I firmly believe He helps keep our souls clean.